Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bucket to Think Tank. So I went and saw Maleficent, Mistress of Evil! And if you remember what I said about Maleficent, which was,
It stinks.
um, this was actually, I think, a bit of an improvement. Um, I'm not quite sure why. I think, for the most part, this movie does build off of what was set up in the first Maleficent, and it's a bit weird because as much as Maleficent's in this story, she's not really in it. And so this story is about three characters: Maleficent, the Queen, whose name I've forgotten, and Aurora. And it's pretty much it. Everyone else is sort of like a bystander, or at the very least is very set on trying to um, show their allegiances. We've got a captain. He's very set on the security of the kingdom. Like, look, what happens first? What comes first is the kingdom, and I'll protect the kingdom. I'll do whatever it needs to protect the kingdom. And Philip is just in love with Aurora. He'd like everything to be cool. Philip's dad is the king. Really cool guy. Like, look, I want peace. I don't want no more fighting. You know, you have a sword, so you don't have to use it. Everything about that dude's cool. His wife ain't having it, and that's sort of it. Like, if you recall I think the teaser trailer for this, which was very straightforward with the idea that it's the Queen has one with the problem with Maleficent, and that leads to that entire trailer is pretty much the first half of the movie, pretty much it, pretty much it, and uh, for the longest time, I always felt that what Disney wanted to do with Maleficent was to make her Demona from Gargoyles, or Mystique. In other words, a character who's pushed down this road, but at the same time also isn't a saint. I always thought that should have been the first movie, where this story is the story of Maleficent is what leads to the present story happening. So in other words, Maleficent is skeptical about humans because of what happened with King Stefan, and Aurora and Philip are caught in the middle of this war between humans and magic folk. The kingdom and the Moors, and that would have, I think, been the much better story. This one here sort of seems to go that route, but doesn't quite want to commit to it. It can't quite make up its mind if it wants Maleficent to be held accountable for her actions. In other words, it never feels like at any point does Maleficent think, have I caused this? Um, no, in the beginning, the narration is, even though Maleficent saved the kingdom, most people seem to think she didn't. They still think of her as a villain. Well, she may have fixed the problem, but she also played a big role in the problem being a problem. All right? King Stefan was a caricature of an antagonist. He was pretty much like a diet version of the Mad King. So there was that. Maleficent's the only one with any actual agency who makes choices, who impacts the story. So by default, she's not really a hero at the end of this. And maybe that should be the takeaway from this. That Maleficent isn't a hero. She's not really a bad guy. She's just Maleficent. You know, and she has her history impacts the decisions she makes, who she trusts, who she doesn't trust. But after the issue at the wedding, she just sort of becomes pushed around from one point to the next. We're like, oh, I'm sad, I'm angry, I'm vengeful, I owe an act of human kindness. I'm good now. Good now. Don't like her though. Don't like the queen though. And that's pretty much it. Philip also has a similar problem. He's just sort of there half the time. Like, he's there to be the good guy. He's there like, hey, I love Aurora, and learn to love. I'll learn to attempt to love, but mostly fear Maleficent. And I don't get to do much. I don't really have an arc. Philip doesn't have an arc. It's a bit sad. Aurora does. Her and the Queen, as I said before, steal the show. I think they do the best work. The Dark Fae, I think, are really cool, but they're a bit vague. Like, they're sort of like, oh, we hide, we live in fear of humans. Like, you got a lot of land though. Like, what is up? Why are the Moors important? And I don't know. It feels like there's another story that's supposed to happen in between Maleficent and Maleficent 2. But overall, I was very surprised by this. Maybe because my expectations were so low. Still better than Frozen. Maybe better than Frozen 2. We'll find out next month. Um, Overall, if you haven't seen this movie, I'd recommend you do, unless you were looking for interesting previews. This movie did not have interesting previews. Oh my god. boring previews. So yeah, anyway, with that in mind, we'll bring this video to a close here. If you're new to the Bucket Think Tank, feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe, smash that thumbs up button. I will catch you all later. This is the Bucket Think Tank signing off. Thanks for watching, and as always, may your fandom serve you well.